Today our topic is binary code. Binary code is the most simplistic form of data. It is represented entirely by a binary system of digits consisting of a string of consecutive zeros and ones. Binary code is the most simplistic form of data. It is represented entirely by a binary system of digits. The binary code is represented the conclusion of digits. Those are called binary numbers. It means zeros and ones. Binary code is the simplistic form of data, which means it is the string of consecutive zeros and ones, which means binary code consists of continuous zeros and ones. Binary code is often associated with machine code in that binary sets can be combined to form a raw code. Binary code is often associated with machine code. Actually, when we run the computer, then the processor on and it converts the program into machine language and it gives the output to the screen. For example, when we write any programming code or C or Java in our screen, whatever we can write the code that is called high level language, which means human understandable language. Whatever we write on the computer screen as a code, only humans can understand, but computer cannot understand. So that purpose there is a system that is called binary language that is in the processor. Binary language means, for example, whatever we write on the computer screen as a code, in the hardware department, that means in the CPU department, there is a processor which converts the high level language. High level language means here code, a program. It converts into the machine language. Machine language means only computer can understand, not humans. It is in the form of continuous zeros and ones, and it gives the output on the screen. For example, whatever we can write in the computer code as a program, for example, in C language there is a program, small program like hash include stdio.h, means it is a high level language which humans can understand but machine can't understand. In the hardware department, in the processor, there is a binary language like that. Hash means 0 like that, include means 001 like that. 001 means in high level language, include 0 means hash like that. It converts into the machine language, which means hash include is a high level language. It converts into the hash like 0 include into the 010 like that. Machine code means in the form of zeros and ones, that is called binary code, and it gives the output in the form of high level language. Binary code is often associated with machine code in the binary sets that can be combined in the form of raw code, computer or other piece of hardware. Machine code uses sets of binary digits. Here, machine code means it's a group of binary code. Binary code includes zeros and ones only, not 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only zeros and ones. Human can understand the programming language and machine cannot understand. So that there is a language or code that is called machine code or binary code. The high level language is converted by the processor into the binary language or binary code, which means zeros and ones, and it converts the high level language into binary code. The processor converts the high level language into binary code as zeros and ones. Machine can only understand zeros and ones, and then it converts the binary code as output into the high level language through computer screen. Machine code means here the group of digits like zeros and ones of binary system as instructions. Here, programming language is called high level language. Only human can understand. We can give the as input in the form of programming or code, and computer cannot understand our programming. So in the hardware department there is a processor which converted our high level language, which means code, into the low level language or binary language or machine code or binary code. It includes the binary code consists of zeros and ones. Like for example, there is a C program hash include first line. For example, we can think like that: hash is a 0, include is a 001, like that. Hash is 0, hash is a high level language, its binary code is 0, like that. Include is a high level language, its binary code is 010, like that. Processor understand like that. Then it converts the lower level language, that means output, into the high level language and gives it through the computer's screen. Along with being the most basic form of code, binary also represents the smallest amount of data that flows through all of the various complex hardware and software systems handling today's data, resources and assets. Along with the being the most basic form of code, the most basic form of code is zeros and ones. Binary code means zeros and ones, that is called machine language or low level language or machine code or binary code. Binary also represents the smallest amount of data. Binary means here the smallest amount of data that flows through all of the various complex hardware and software systems handling today's data, resources and assets. Binary means here a small amount of data. First of all, after computer starting, whatever we can write on the computer screen as a code, it flows through the processor, which means hardware, and processor convert the high level language. High level language means here whatever we can write as a code, it converts the code into the machine code. Machine code means zeros and ones, binary code, and it gives the results. Before it gives the results, it converts the output through binary language to the high level language through computer screen, which means humans can understand only high level language. That's why it gives the output in the form of high level language. So first, when we write the program, that is called information, it flows through the hardware department, which means processor. In that, the small amount of information, it is called binary, which means it is the unit of small amount information in the computer system. It is called binary. The smallest amount of data is called a bit. Here, binary represents the smallest amount of data that flows through all of the various complex hardware and software systems in today's data, resources and assets. Here, binary means the smallest amount of data that flows through the all various complex hardware in the computer. Means hardware is processor, like that, RAM, which means, and software systems means here programming, like that, coding, like that. Binary means the smallest amount of data that flows through the system's hardware means RAM, processor, chips, like that, which are having low level language or machine language or binary code, zeros and ones. It is called binary. Binary means the smallest amount of data that flows through the hardware systems in the computer. Hardware system means like ROM, processor, chip, which is physically appear to human eyes. That is called binary. In that, the smallest amount of data is called a bit. So in that, The smallest amount of data is called a bit. The smallest amount of data in computer hardware is called a bit. In the computer there is a lot of storage. The first unit of storage is bit. For example, in the hardware there is a lot of storage in our computer, like hard disk. In our computer system, in the hard disk there is a lot of storage. The unit of storage in the computer system is called a bit. It means the smallest amount of data is called a bit, and bit is represented by either a 1 or a 0, because the storage of computer is stored in the form of bit. Bit means bit is a unit of storage. Bit is represented by either 1 or 0, which means because in the form of binary code, our storage in the computer is stored in the form of zeros and ones, because machine could understand only binary language, only machine code, not human language. Whatever the storage of our hard disk, that is stored in the form of bit. Bit consists 0 and 1. The smallest amount of information that flows through hardware systems. Hardware systems means processor, chip, RAM is called hardware systems, is called binary. The smallest amount of data is called a bit. The smallest amount of data is called a bit, which means in our computer storage in the form of hard disk, the smallest unit of storage is called bit. Bit is in the form of 0 and 1. Whatever we write on the computer screen as a code, that is only readable and understandable by the humans, not machine. So there is a system or binary code or binary language or machine code or machine language, whatever we can call it. There is a system that is machine language or machine code, binary code or binary language, we can call it also. That is that it is in the form of processor. Processor had a language that is called machine code or machine language or binary language or binary code. Whatever we can write on the computer screen as a code, only humans can understand, not machine or not computer system. So there is a language that machine can only understand, that is in the form of 0 and 1. For example, we can write in the computer screen as a hash include. It is a C programming language. We can take it as hash as a 0, include is a 100, like that. The hash means high level language, include means high level language. Hash lowest language is hash is a high level language. Its binary or machine language is 0. We can think also like that. Include is a high level language which is human understandable, and includes lower level language is 001, that is binary language or machine language which can only understood by the machine or computer system. So whatever we can write on the computer screen high level language, that is which can only understood by the humans, that is converted by the processor, which means hardware, in the form of machine language or binary language. It is in the form of zeros and ones, and then it converts the result in the form of high level language through computer screen, because humans can only understand high level language, not zeros and ones. Zeros and ones means here machine language or binary language. So the smallest amount of data in the storage is bit. Bit consists of zeros and ones. So bits all together become a code, that is binary code. The nature of binary code and binary data is an interesting part of the fundamental world of information technology. The nature of binary code. Binary code means here whatever we can write on the computer screen as a code that is only understood by the humans, because humans invented that language. Machine or computer could not understand that, because there is a system of language which is called machine language or binary code, which can only understood by the computer or our machine, that is stored in the processor. Processor stores machine language or binary language which only machine understands, humans cannot understand, that is in the form of zeros and ones. So when we write computer code on the screen, only humans can understand, that is called high level language. Computer could not understand, so the processor which has the machine or binary code in the form of zeros and ones, it convert the high level language as a code into the low level language, means machine code, zero in the form of zeros and ones, and it gives the result in the form of high level language through computer screen, because humans can only understand high level language, not machine language. For example, in C language we can write on the computer screen as a hash include. Hash is a high level language. Its machine code or binary code is, we can think as 0. Include is a high level language. Its binary or low level language is 010. We can think like that. So the processor or computer hardware has the machine or binary code. So it takes hash include as 0010 and it converted into the high level language. So then it gives the result in the form of high level language through computer screen. Then humans can only understand the high level language. So the processor converts the output into the binary or machine language to high level language. It gives the output through computer screen. The nature of binary code and binary data is an interesting part of the fundamental world of IT. The nature of binary code and binary data is an interesting part of the fundamental world of IT. Without binary code or machine code, we cannot execute our computer codes. Without binary or machine code, we cannot execute our programs or softwares. So we cannot get results or outputs of the projects. So the nature of binary code and binary data is an interesting part of the information technology. It is most familiar to those who work behind the scenes to create today's user-oriented technologies, which often keep all kinds of computer code hidden from users. So today's advanced computer system languages. So today's our computer programming languages are very familiar with the binary code. Our today's most advanced computer programming languages are developed according to the nature of binary code. So the programming languages are easily executed, so the technology easily going forward. We cannot see the binary code and machine code directly in our computer systems. Whatever we can write on the computer screen as a code, that is high level language. It is only understood by the humans, because humans invented. There should be a system of language computer could understand, because whatever we can write on the computer screen as a code, to get output for that, there should be a language which can only system can understand. So that language is called binary language or machine code. In the hardware department of computer, there is a processor which has machine or binary level language that is in the form of zeros and ones. So whatever we can write on the computer screen as a code, those code divided and converted into the machine language or binary language by the processor in the hardware department. For example, hash include. Here hash is a high level language. Hash is a high level language. Its binary or machine code is, we can say like that, 0. Include is a high level language. Its binary or machine code is 100. We can think like that. Hash include is a high level language only humans can understand. To take output from the computer, to take output from the computer, there is a language which only computer can understand. That language is called machine or binary code. That is in the form of zeros and ones. Here we think hash is a high level language, its binary code is 0. Include is a high level language, its binary or machine code is 010. So the processor has machine code or binary language in the form of zeros and ones. So it convert the hash into the 0 in the form of binary or machine code. It convert the include is a high level language in the form of machine code like 010, and it gives the result in the form of high level language like in the through computer screen. So binary code is very important to developing new programming languages. Today's our new computer programming languages, year by year, they are created based on the binary code. So those computer programming languages are easily executed and gives the output of the projects. So it is very important. The importance of binary code is very important to develop new computer programming languages.